Peace and blessings, Mishpachah. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I am your Moreh for this channel. This is Malki Uriel. Peace and blessings to you. I pray that the Most High bless you on this day. This is the day that He has made, and we do celebrate. And we do absolutely enjoy coming together as a family, celebrating the Most High. And not only that, but celebrating each other. Just filled with, time filled with fellowship, communion, joy, laughter. And I'm telling you, this is a time to be refreshed. This is a time to be renewed. And we rejoice in the Most High. We exalt Him and we rejoice, knowing that we stand upon the very solid and firm foundation of truth, as has been handed down to us by our forefathers in the Tanakh, that which is the Torah, the Nevi'im, or the prophets, and the Ketuvim, which is called the writings, and we rejoice in the Most High, and we exalt Him. I greet you all in the name of the Most High Yah. According to Psalms 68 and 4, this is the abbreviated version of His name. His name is Yah. Even though some have elected to call Him by different pronunciations, many a times on this channel, you will hear, yes you will hear the more ancient pronunciation of Yah-oh with the silent hey. It is a convention that is very ancient, in fact, the most ancient pronunciation. I wrote a paper on the very pronunciation of His name, and this is what I have found to be true, that the pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton back in the day was Yah-oh. Listen, my brothers and sisters, we have, of course, a wonderful topic. And you know what? Sorry, but we got to break the news. Got to break the news to everyone that the rapture has been canceled. Yes, the rapture has been canceled. And we're going to talk about it in our main topic coming right up. I'm your Moreh for this channel, Malki Uriel, and we will be right back.
Malki Uriel. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Yes, my brothers and sisters, we are back and we rejoice with each other. Yes, we rejoice and we give praise unto the Most High. I am your Moreh for this channel, as I said before. For those of you that are new here, yes, I'm Moreh Malki Uriel, and we're going to have some discussions on today. Listen, we are here and we greet you. For those of you that are watching for the first time, you can feel free to come on into the chat room. And you can not only come into the chat room, but you can also comment, you can ask your questions, and they will be answered at the time that we open up the floodgates for your questions and your comments. Also, there is a call-in number that is scrolling underneath me, and you're able to call that line. I know that it's been problematic as of late, but we're trying to work out the kinks and the bugs and even get a new system for receiving call-ins. So with that being the case, you can feel free to call in too if you have a comment or if you have a question. And we simply want you to understand that you are welcome here. I always say we don't bite unless you bite first, because hey, homie, don't play that. And we just want to let you know that we are here to teach you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as it has been handed down to us in the Tanakh, which we understand by our forefathers to have been given to us by the Most High himself, and we stand upon the word. We stand upon the word of the Most High as is found in the Tanakh itself. So peace and greetings to each and every one of you. Peace and blessings to all the family out there. Shabbat shalom to you. We rejoice in this day. We rejoice to walk in his holiness and his righteousness. We rejoice to do the law and to keep his law, statutes, and his commandments. We honor it and we keep it, and we give unto the Most High praise. Well, we are a people that follow his covenant, as mentioned. We do not, because of the words of the Most High, we do not subscribe to, neither do we agree with the Christian New Testament. No, we do not. Why? Because it goes against what the Most High has said in his word. I know that that's a stretch for many of you. For those of you watching this channel for the first time, you're like, what? How in the world? What? You mean to tell me that the Holy Bible is not the word of the Most High? Well, I would have to differentiate between the two parts of the so-called Bible. The Most High never sanctioned the Bible, the Holy Bible, as was handed down to us, whether it be through King James or the Geneva or Westminster, whichever version you want to pick. The Most High has never sanctioned the Holy Bible for us, but what he did was he gave his word by means of the prophets, and by means of his spiritual endeavors with the prophets. He gave unto us a demonstration of his word, and he gave us the revelation of his word as it came to us through the inspiration of the prophets. Now, we understand that the way that the Most High has given us his word is laid out fully in the Tanakh. It reads in Deuteronomy 13, Deuteronomy 18, also in Numbers, I believe the 12th chapter. It shows that, you know what, hey, the Most High, he will speak to prophets in dreams. He will speak to them, and the word of the Most High will come unto them. He will send his word unto them. Well, these are conventions that are foreign to the Christian New Testament. The Christian New Testament is what we find, my brothers and sisters. Yes, it has been attached onto the Tanakh, but it has not been legally done so. It has not been sanctioned by the Most High. And even the very one that Christians deem to be the Most High in the flesh, however blasphemous that is to say or even think it, even he did not endorse the New Testament. He did not stand by the New Testament. He did not read the New Testament. And he even testified that our way is correct. He said in even their writing in the book of John, chapter 4, verse number 22, he said that salvation is of the Yahudi, meaning that those who are of the Yahudi, or who we would call Jews today, yes, they have the true and the right way of salvation. Keeping his laws and his statutes and his commandments is the right way unto salvation, and not believing unto salvation by faith. This is an invention by the Apostle Paul. I don't know if they smoked whatever during the day. I don't know if they had drugs, strong drugs and hallucinogens back in the day, but I serve you notice, Paul must have been on something. I don't know. He must have been on something, but there is no way in HE double hockey sticks he could hear from the Most High and speak words that are completely contrary to what the Most High has written in his word. Well, we could continue this kind of talk, but we won't do it because this is not the topic of our subject for today. Rather, we just simply serve you notice that we go by the word of the Most High. We go by the word of our Elohim, and the word of our Elohim is given to us in the Tanakh. Even Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans, he himself said that the word of the Most High was the Tanakh, and it is not the New Testament. So I would rather agree with the Most High rather than agreeing with the Apostle Paul, who supposedly had a revelation But oh, by the way, it also says in the Christian New Testament that the word of the Most High is not subject to any private interpretation. But yet we receive Paul's specific quote unquote revelation, and we feel like we're justified and that we've heard from the Most High. This is a deception. This is a deep deception, and it is something that, of course, we need to point out for your safety and for your well-being and for the pleasing of the Most High. I have to point this out. Well, with this being the case, I serve you notice that we do keep his commandments. We stand upon the covenant. We stand upon his word, and we joyfully do so. And I know many of you would say, well, hey, there's 613. There's no way I can. Listen, I always point this out, and I will continue to do so. There are thousands of rules on the books just concerning you driving down the street. But you don't say, no, we're going to have to walk those 400 miles to go see Maymay and them because, well, you know, all those rules and regulations for driving, there's no way we could keep all those. So I'm not going to use the car. We're not going to use the car. We're not going to get a boat or plane or train. We're just going to have to walk. Well, no, you don't do that, do you? No, you get in that car and you say, hey, we're about to hit it. Well, do the same thing. Connect with the Most High and walk the covenant of the Most High. And if you want to start out with the abbreviated version, guess what? You can even do that. The abbreviated version, according to Deuteronomy 4:13, is contained in the 10 declarations. In other words, what has been commonly and popularly called the 10 Commandments, this is the miniature version of the covenant of the Most High. And if you walk in it and embrace it with a joyful heart, doing it from a joyful heart, doing it with all your being, yes, you're walking in the covenant and you are walking in the ways of the Most High, even on that level. So for those of you that are with us and those of you that would say, hey, I too will stand on the covenant, I too will worship only the Most High, then you will say with us, hey, we will have no other Elohim to be before him. We stand with him, and with him alone. There is no other that we would stand with. And we do embrace the word of the Most High, for he is our only Elohim. We will have no other Elohim before him. We will not make unto ourselves any kind of an object, make anything something that we would worship, whether it be of stone, wood, whether even it be an idea, and ideological or an imaginary savior that someone has taught us to trust in. No, we will not embrace any other savior. We will not embrace any other divine being except the one true who created mankind and created heaven and earth, and the one that is holy beyond all, the one that has given us his word of truth. We will only worship him. Neither will we take his presence, we will not take his character, and we will not take his name in vain. We will not make an oath to him in vain. We will not take his character nor his presence in vain, but we honor him in character, in presence, and in his name. Also, we remember to keep Shabbat holy, which is what we're doing today as we gather together as a family. We keep Shabbat holy. Yes, we keep it holy by doing no work during the daylight hours, by doing nothing that will generate sweat, by doing nothing that can be constituted as work, but rather that which constitutes rest in the presence of the Most High and in the presence of our Hebrew family. We honor the Shabbat. We also honor our mothers and our fathers, that our days may be long upon the earth. We honor our mothers and our fathers because they are our ancestors and we stand upon their shoulders. And without them, we would not exist. And we thank them for all that they've done, making a way for us to be able to stand today. We honor them. We honor them. Even in this, we honor our mothers and our fathers. We honor those that have gone on before us. We honor our ancestors. For our Elohim is even known by our ancestors as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And so we stand with all those that have gone before us on behalf of the Most High. Also, we will not commit murder by shedding innocent blood. We do not commit adultery. We don't take each other's mates. No, we don't steal. We don't take things that do not belong to us. And we will not be a false witness in any matter of adjudication, but we will speak the truth before the courts of the Most High. And we will not covet anything that anyone has. We will not covet it. No, because we know that the Most High has blessings already in store for us. There are blessings with our name on it that the Most High has dispatched, and those blessings are seeking us out. They're bloodhound blessings. We were told that the blessings of the Most High, those of us that follow his law, statutes, and commandments, not those of us that go to a church and listen to Reverend Fatback, but no, those of us who follow his laws, statutes, and his commandments, we were told that he would open up the windows of heaven and he would shower us down blessings, and that he would cause his blessings to seek us out. In other words, you don't have to look to be blessed. I say it all the time, the Most High knows exactly where you live, and there are a million ways that he can plant blessings into your life. And so with that being stated, yes, there's a million different ways that he can bless you. So just expect to see the mighty hand of the Most High moving on your behalf because you walk in the covenant. Yes, you do. Well, let's continue, my brothers and sisters, because not only do we walk in the covenant, we're a people that love his word, but we also love to pray, and we do so slightly different. Well, how do we do it different? I'm glad you asked. We take inventory first, and we first ask ourselves the question, have I sinned against the Most High on purpose? Have I sinned against him on purpose? Have I done something on purpose? Do I know that I've sinned against the Most High? And we take note of this, and we judge ourselves, we correct ourselves, even before we go to the Most High. And we take note of any sin that we have committed, and we correct it on the spot. With that being the case, let's get ready to pray in just a second. Blessed are you, Most High. Blessed are you in the heavens. Blessed are you in the earth. Blessed are you, Most High. We honor you in all things. We delight before you. We delight to be called your children. We delight to be called the sheep of your pasture. We are yours, and you are our shepherd, and we do not want. We thank you. We honor you, and we just magnify you in all things, Most High. We thank you that you are our protection, you are our help, you are our righteousness, our strength, our holiness. You are everything unto us. You are the strength of our bodies and the health of our bodies and the healing of our bodies, as well as the safeguarding of our mind and the healing of our minds. You are the blessings of our finances and the prosperity that we experience. We honor you and we bless you, Most High. We give you praise, glory, and honor, and we thank you for everything that you do for us, for how you're always with us. We thank you for allowing us and ushering us into the secret place of the Most High, whereby we abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And we say of you that you are our refuge and our fortress, our Elohim, and you do we trust. We trust in you and in you alone, and you do we trust for our protection as the arrow flies by noonday and pestilence tries to come about us. We thank you that it shall not be numbered amongst us. Only with our eyes shall we behold the reward of the wicked. We thank you that we abide in the secret place of the Most High, and we abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And we say of you that you are our refuge. You are our refuge, our place of strength, our refuge, and a place of rest, a place of comfort, a place of restoration. And we thank you, Most High. We thank you, Most High. We praise you. We glorify you. And I lift up every member of this community before you, Most High. You know, I would call them all by name if I could. I lift up every one of them before you. I lift them all up before you, and I pray that you be with every last one of them financially, creativity, creatively, creatively, so that you would help them to create and to produce and to bring about means and wealth and productivity into their lives, that you would continue to give them health and strength and bless their families and their children. Most High, we thank you. We call upon you that you demonstrate the kingdom in us. Let men and women look upon us and say they are blessed. Surely they are walking in the covenant of the Most High. Let your covenant be unto us as a brand of you and your walk and your character and your nature as we live this life. We thank you, Most High. We give you praise, glory, and honor. Aman wa aman. Yes, we give unto him the praise, the glory, and the honor. And speaking of that, you know, we do love to praise as well. We are a praising people. We love to give him praise. We love to magnify him, and we love to adore him, and we also magnify him. So with that being the case, my brothers and sisters, give me just a second, and we're going to hop right into the chat room and give some shout outs. We are certainly back. All praises to the Most High. And as we take a look here, we go into the chat room. And of course, the person who turned the lights on this morning was none other than my brother, Bergen Paris. Peace and blessings unto you, my brother, and to you and your family. And okay, I'm going to look at your comment about the necklace and face jewelry. Is that what that is? Yeah, face jewelry. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Okay, who turned on the coffee pot? None other than Josh Cooper. Hey, Josh, good to see you, man. I feel like it's been a minute, but I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you're here, my brother. As well, we want to, also give a shout out to our sister, Miss H. Peace and blessings to you, Hadassah. Hadassah Israel, peace and blessings to you. My brother Adrian is here. The Minister of Economics is here. Peace and blessings to you. Repentant and Saved is in the house. Peace and blessings to you and your husband, Jerome. I'm sorry. I said Jerome. Oh, excuse me. Anyway. Let's see here. Who else? Yeah. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to, I believe that's Munapua. My sister Jacqueline is here. Jacqueline E. Bugs. Did y'all change your handles? Did y'all change your names? What's going on around here? My sister Yehudit Israel. Peace and blessings to you. Glad that you are here as well. And let's see. Okay, you posted that by accident. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I will take a look at that link just a little bit later. I'll definitely take a look. And we'll take a look at that. Okay, just a little bit later. But hey, what we're going to do when I get back is we are going to get into our main topic for today. Yes, we will. Give me just a second. And hey, we will get into our main topic. I want to ask you a question. Would you pick up a French dictionary in order to help you define Spanish? Would you pick up a book on physics to help you understand the simplicities of cooking a recipe? No, you would not. You need the right reference material for the particular job at hand. And the Most High has given us a job of living the life according to the laws, statutes, and commandments that He has given. Why do I bring up this dichotomy? Why do I bring up this question? Because that is what many of us are doing. We are using reference works that are Christian in origin, nature, and bias. And we're having to gain a a purely Hebraic understanding from them. And this, my dear brothers and sisters, is insane. I'm looking, need your help. I'm looking to foster Hebraic scholarship. So we've started the Hebrew Scholar magazine, and with this, there's something for the entire family, but there's also a platform to be able to develop new, young, and budding scholars. We want scholars that are going to basically produce materials from our perspective with our truth that's for us, that's by us, and that's going to benefit us and help us throughout all generations. I'm Melky Uriel. I want you to subscribe to the magazine. I need you to subscribe to the magazine. We want to reach our first goal of 500 subscribers. And then, of course, we want to go to 1,000 and move on from there. But bottom line of it is, we need this for the nation, for the community. We need this for Israel. We need our own scholars. And it's time that we began to invest in our own scholarship. So help us out. Go to thehebrewscholar.com. We'll see you there. Shalom. I want to ask you a question. Would you pick up a French dictionary in order to help you The rapture has been canceled. Yes, the rapture has been canceled. Peace and blessings to you, my brothers and sisters. I'm Melky Uriel, and yes, this is our main topic for today. And with this is what I desire that you would understand. One, society as a whole has learned how to forsake not just the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, but in doing so, their responsibility, and also they overlook and they forget their union, if you will, with the very place that the Most High has placed us, meaning this earth. Whether you believe it's a globe or whether you believe it's flat, that makes no difference at this particular point. This landmass has a connection for you. It is your future. It is the place of your future blessing. Not heaven. Heaven has never been the goal. Heaven has never been the desire of the Most High. Heaven has never been the ultimate plan of the Most High. Heaven is an invention, if you will, the elaborate invention of Christianity that says that basically you're going to go to heaven and you're going to eat, float on clouds and eat grapes, and little fat babies with butterfly wings are going to, follow you around and give you fruit from this cornucopia. And I mean, listen, all of these are fairy tales, once again, laced with Greco-Roman motifs, designed to lull you not just into a spiritual sleep, but also into the depths of Greco-Roman culture via Hellenism. My brothers and my sisters, I simply want to share with you a simple truth that there is no such thing as the rapture, and the Most High Himself has canceled all such plans to come and beam people up and they're just going to beam them to heaven. No, this is not the truth. This has never been the truth. This has never been the plan of the Most High. Let's dig into the scripture. I serve you notice from Bereshit chapter 2, verse number 7. And Yah Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, the neshima, of life, and man became a living nefesh. He became a living soul. And notice what it reads in verse number 8, which is our verse of emphasis. And Yah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden. I once had a preacher to really disagree with me. He said, no, the Most High never planted a garden. Never planted. No, it says here that the Most High planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man. Where did he put the man? In the garden on the planet. That's where he put the man. Please note, listen, if the Most High wanted to put man in heaven after he created him, then he would have easily have done so. But where did he place him? He placed him in the garden, my brothers and sisters. Now, we have to understand that what is written in Ecclesiastes 3:14. Wait a minute. Let me go there, because I know some of you are like, well, I don't see how that relates. Well, I'm going to share with you how that relates, even to the scripture that I just read. Notice what it reads here. I know that whatsoever Elohim does, whatsoever Elohim does, it shall be forever. So wait a minute. When we read that the Most High put man in the Garden of Eden here on the planet, guess what? The Most High, we have to stop thinking in terms of fairy tales. And you have to stop thinking in terms of Christianity. Christianity has brainwashed you into believing that the Most High doesn't know what he's doing. He's wishy-washy. He does this now, but he'll do something later. And this is not the way that our Elohim moves. What he does is forever. What he does by means of his established plans is forever, and you cannot annul it. No one can change it. The fact that he placed man in the garden tells us something, that he always intended for humanity to be on the planet, not up in heaven, not on some cloud eating grapes. No, the Most High has stationed us here, and this is where we belong. This is where we're going to be. Well, wait a minute. We're not done, because there is a lie. There is a fallacy that has run rampant, and people are trying to get raptured up out of here like it's nobody's business. And what is it, my brothers and sisters? It's escapism. It's abdicating your responsibility and you not wanting to be what the Most High has created you to be, which is a physical being. Listen, because you've been so Hellenized and because you've been brainwashed by Christianity, you have been brought up to believe that everything that is of the physical world, this three-dimensional world, that it is evil, it's wicked, it's the flesh. Oh, that evil, wicked flesh, the desires of the flesh. Oh, that's just evil, that's just wickedness. Oh, wicked. Oh, you must be cleansed from your flesh. And have you actually, like some who in trying to repent and receive penance before the Most High will actually flog themselves with whips and with sharp objects, pieces of metal embedded in whips, beating their body, drawing their own blood, walking on glass, trying to please the Most High as they damage the very thing that the Most High gave them, which is their earth suit. Gave them the ability to remain here on the planet, and they hate it. Why? Because they have been brainwashed by Greco-Roman motifs and Greco-Roman fantasies that anything that's of the spirit, you have to get rid of this flesh. Oh, it's so bad, and this is why they hated the woman more so than anything, because she brought flesh into the world. They saw her as an engine of evil, always bringing in these human beings into this place, these fallen beings, these human beings who have fallen from the glory of God, and on it goes. And so they even persecute women because of it. My brothers and sisters, this is a fallacy to end all fallacies. This is a lie to end all lies. The Most High placed man here on the planet, and guess what? It's where we belong as individuals. We belong on the planet, but it's not going to remain the same, and we'll talk about that later. But please understand that the Most High does, it is forever. So when we read here that the Most High, that he formed man of the dust of the ground, and he put him in the garden, humanity is meant to be in a paradise-like state where he's living in divine harmony. But guess what? He is living on the planet. He's a physical being. She's a physical being. And guess what? They're having physical kids. Yes. The old-fashioned way. Yes. What? Yes. That is holy before the Most High. Okay? Bottom line of it is, the Most High said, you know what? Hey, I made you for the planet. And if you really stop and think about it, you are made for the planet. Even when we consider your body, how do you replenish the minerals of your body? Well, the Most High created man from the dust of the ground. So guess what? Your body has all the minerals of the earth contained within it. And so when you eat, you are restoring the minerals that come from the ground, which is why you eat the plants and you eat from the ground itself. You got to have rich soil to grow your food, and you're being restored in your minerals, right? Well, not only that, you're made for the planet, and the planet is made for you. I'm told that if you want to regulate your blood pressure, excuse me, that if you want to regulate your blood pressure, you can go by the seashore, and just the sound of the waves will regulate your blood pressure. If you want healing for your eyes, if you look at the greenery of the forest, it will heal the rods and the cones in your eyes. When we have acne and we have pimples on our faces, guess what? That comes out of the pimple is radioactive, just like that comes out of the volcano is radioactive. We have streams of rivers flowing in our body. Some of water, some of blood. Guess what? We have streams of water flowing on the earth. We have lungs that fill with air and that breathe out. We also have an ecosystem of air where we have carbon dioxide, and we have air, nitrogen that we breathe in. My brothers and sisters, we're made for the planet. We coexist with the planet, okay? And we are meant to dwell here on the planet. In other words, we were built to be here. We were built to harmonize with the planet. We were built to harmonize with it. And if we were to allow ourselves to, our bodies could live on, okay, far to a greater degree than what they are right now if we lessen the imperfections. Okay, and we continue to eat correctly, and we do what is right. We can prolong our lives just by getting in sync and harmonizing with what the planet has for us, and we can live long and healthy, and the body even knows how to correct itself. Well, my brothers and sisters, we're made for the planet, and the planet is made for us. But we're being told a lie, and the lie is that, you know what, this earth is forsaken, it's bad, it's wicked, and oh man, and the Most High, he gonna come and get us, and he gonna take us away from here. And so we want to leave. We want to ruin the rivers and ruin the water and ruin the sky and ruin everything you touch, and then you want to get out of here and you want to say it's evil. No, it's evil for you to have done what you've done to the planet and then try to leave as if you're going to forsake and shirk your responsibility. That's one problem. But wait. Listen, the Earth's conservation is not the topic of this particular lesson, but what is the topic of this lesson is simply that the rapture has been canceled. Christians have been cherry-picking scriptures, pulling rabbits out of hats, pulling straws, looking for needles in haystacks, trying to substantiate their argument that there is going to be a rapture, and there is not. There is not going to be a rapture. But wait a minute, let's take a look at one of the scriptures that they themselves, let's take a look at a scripture that they have cherry-picked that has nothing to do with the rapture. Let's go to Daniel, the 7th chapter. Let's go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, and we're going to go to the 13th verse, because this is a verse that they use to substantiate the rapture. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man coming in the clouds. Now listen, whenever Christians see this particular statement, Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, oh my goodness, they get ready to huck-a-buck all over the floor and dance and ooh, that's Jesus. They're talking about Jesus. Ooh, that's gotta be. And what they don't understand is that not only is this not Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans, it actually is a prophetic representation of Israel. But they can't see that because, one, they've been blinded by the church. Two, they've been blinded and hypnotized to think that it's JC, and it's not. But notice, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came in the clouds. Ooh, that's gotta be JC. And came to the Ancient of Days. Now, wait a minute, but if he is the Ancient of Days and human flesh, then how could he come to himself? But never mind. And they brought him near before him. So he did not have the right, he didn't have entrance. Whoever this is, they had to bring him in before him, right? So in other words, he didn't have the authority to enter in. Okay? Verse 14, and there was given him dominion of, see, that's talking about JC. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Now, I've taught on this before, right? And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just let me say that what is written here is not to be taken literally. It has to be interpreted, and you find that out when, guess what, Gabriel begins to talk to Daniel. In verse 15, Daniel says, look, man, this messed me up. When I saw that, it messed me up. I didn't know what it was. These visions troubled me. Now, if Daniel could have taken it literally, right, then why was he messed up in his head? Why was he messed up in asking for someone to help him understand the truth? Verse number 16, I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. What? Yes, he asked him the truth of all this. Why? Because when he saw one like the Son of Man coming in the clouds, that was not the truth. When he came before the Ancient of Days, it wasn't JC coming before the Ancient of Days. That was not the truth. They brought him before him. That was not Listen, he needed an explanation because what he saw was not to be understood as being literal. So he says, I came, verse 16, I came and I stood near unto one of them, stood by, and I asked him the truth concerning all of this, and he made me know the interpretation of the thing. He made me to know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts that you saw, hey, they were nothing before kings. We showed you their soulish disposition and how they act, but guess what? They're nothing before dudes in politics. Don't trip. You saw them as great beasts. They're nothing before dudes in politics. Okay? So as you take a look, it says, basically they're going to rise out of the earth. And number 18, verse number 18, tells you who the man is. One like unto the Son of Man. What does it read? But the saints. Who? The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. The what? The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Not JC, not Yeshua ben Yosef. No, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. But Christians will cherry pick this, and because it says, ooh, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came in the clouds of heaven. That gotta be JC. And came to the Ancient of Days. No, this is not JC. This is not Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans. No, I'm sorry if you think that. Hey, I'm not really sorry, but you're wrong. I just got to tell you, you are wrong. Okay, that is not the case. The one like the Son of Man, if you read further in verse number 18, it's the saints that he's talking about that are stylized prophetically as one like the Son of Man. Okay? So Christians will cherry pick this, but this has nothing to do with the rapture. Well, there are other verses that have something to do with, with the quote unquote rapture. And they are even prophecies that come to us from the Christian New Testament. Let's keep it moving, brothers and sisters. I'm going to give you this to you from Matthew. We're going to start here. Yeah, we're going into the Christian New Testament. Because I need to show you the foolishness. I need to show you what's wrong. And then I need to show you what's right. Let's take a look here, my brothers and sisters. This is Matthew 24, verses 30 through 31. And it reads, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven." Okay? And let me, for the sake of context, listen, I'm going to start at 29 instead of 30. "Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven." Did not happen. "And the powers of the heavens shall be taken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven." Did not happen. "And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn." Did not happen. "And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and with great glory." Okay, let's continue, because verse number 31, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." And look at it, here it comes. Verse number 34, "Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled." Hogwash. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And then they have the nerve to say, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away." No, this prophecy passed away, and it did not come to pass. The fact that you and I are here right now having this conversation is proof that this did not happen. So guess what? Even when it says here that this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled, yeah, we know what a generation is. Them people are dead and gone. Rigor mortis has set up. Their bodies have decayed. They have become dust. They have become ashes. They went right back to the way that they came. Yes, they are gone. They are doorknob dead. And you and I are still here. This rapture did not take place. This did not happen. This is a lie, and the fact that they put this in the mouth of Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans, makes him to be a false prophet according to this prophecy, because it did not happen. Breathe deep. I know it's hard for some of you to take. It's hard for some of you to take, because you were taught that everything that he said was true, because they told you that he's God. Well, God doesn't lie. The Most High doesn't lie. And guess what? When he says here that this generation shall not pass, man, that generation been dead and gone. And it was such a problem. Listen, I need to drink something because my voice is a little dry, but listen, it was such a problem because they thought any day he coming. Ooh, he gonna crack the sky, y'all. Oh, he coming any day. And it never happened. Okay? It never, ever happened. And this was a problem to such a degree that they started, they were like, man, something wrong, because, this isn't happening. This hasn't happened yet. So what happened? Through the writings of the Apostle Paul, he says, hey, look. Okay, I'm going to show you a mystery. See, there's some people dying and stuff. And, I know that he said that generation shall not pass away, but I just want to say this: we shall not all sleep. We not all gonna be dead. In other words, there's still some of us that are left here that are gonna be alive when he cracks the sky. And guess what? They too are dead and gone. He still did not crack the sky even while they were alive. Why? Because it is a lie. It is false. It is fiction. It was never going to happen. It was a Christian pipe dream, and many people are still puffing away on this same pipe dream, thinking that he's going to come and get them, beam me up, Scotty, get me out of here, because I don't want to have to pay bills. I don't want to do that. And I get it. I don't want to have to pay bills like that either. But the rapture didn't happen, and it wasn't going to happen. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. Okay, we all not going to die. But guess what? We going to be changed and stuff. We shall be changed and stuff in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. Yup. When that trumpet sound, yup. And the dead is going to rise incorruptible, and we going to be changed and stuff. So you know, you don't have to worry about anything. The rapture is still going to happen. The second coming is still going to happen. You watch. You watch. And then he goes on to this discourse, for this corruptible must put on the incorruptible. Listen, I don't care about any of this tap dance. They were concerned about the simple fact that in the beginning he said that you all were still going to be alive when all of this takes place. And guess what? Didn't none of them shenanigans take place? Then they started saying, hey, man, we got a problem with this. What's going on? This doesn't seem right. Then the Apostle Paul steps in and says, hey, well, some of us may be dying, but shoot, everybody ain't gonna die. And guess what? All of them are gone, and they're still waiting. But wait, there's more. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, in the Christian New Testament, it says, for if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them that also sleep. So now, if you notice, now they're changing the narrative from, hey, we're all going to be alive when this happens. Oh yeah, any day now. Hey, by the way, I'm quitting my job and I'm selling my car and I'm emptying out my savings account. They were like, yeah, it's going to happen any day. Hey, woo! No more tribute to Caesar. Man, we're going to be out of here. And notice, they too died, and the sky was uncracked. Okay? So we've heard from Yeshua ben Yosef himself. He said that this generation is not going to pass. They died, and nothing happened. Now the Apostle Paul says, hey, well, we're not all going to sleep, because I know more of you are kicking the bucket every day, and it hasn't happened yet. And I know you're getting kind of discouraged, right? So then, by the time we get around to 2 Thessalonians, okay, which was written around 50 to 51, in other words, we're talking 20 plus years after Yeshua ben Yosef left, okay? Notice what it reads. It says, for this is what we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them that sleep. In other words, there's some of us that are still here. We still gonna be around when he cracks the sky, but it's not gonna. Hey, look, if you just so happen to die, you ain't gotta worry about it, cause you're gonna pop up too like a Pop-Tart off the toaster. You're gonna resurrect. You're gonna just come right back. Okay? And then he says in verse number 16, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of an archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise. Okay? And he says here in chapter 5, verse number 1, It says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, I have no need to write unto you. In other words, I don't even need to tell you when this is going to happen. Oh, because you know it's going to happen any day. In fact, he intimates this by saying, right here in chapter 5, verse number 2, for ye yourselves know perfectly, in other words, we done told you this enough that you believe it perfectly, okay, that the day of Yah, not even the day of Yah, this is the day of their Lord, it's going to come as a thief in the night, okay? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. But hey, don't worry, it's going to, no, listen, it's going to happen really. Okay, the Apostle Paul is saying, look, I don't believe your lying eyes. It's really going to happen, okay? It's really going to happen. Don't believe your lying eyes. It's really going to happen. Trust me. Trust me, just believe what I'm saying. It's really going to happen, okay? And so then, in Corinthians, Paul has to come back in 1 Corinthians 7, 29 through 31. He says, but this I say, the time is short. Oh, the time is short. Time is winding up. Oh, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had not. Listen, don't even bother to get married because he about to crack the sky. Now listen, this foolishness has been in the earth. I'm telling you, it's been in the earth for centuries, for millennia. How do I know? I know because that's the reason why I dropped out of college at first. That's why I dropped out of college, because Jesus was coming back and I had to win souls. Woo! He coming back any day now, and I need to win souls for Jesus. And I left school never to return. Well, no, I did return, but I'm saying that school I left and never returned. And the reason why I did it was because Jesus coming back, and I gotta win souls. And notice what's written here. Well, you see, the time is short. It remaineth that, since the time is so short, you don't even have time to get married. You don't have time to get married. Look, if somebody's crying, cry with them. If someone's rejoicing, rejoice with them. You don't have time to involve yourself in nothing extra. Just let it be what it's going to be. Because look, we're about out of here. We are so done. We are out of here. Next scripture, Romans 13, 11 and 12. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Talk about a psychological mind job here. Talk about a psychops. Hey, now's the time for you to really, because he is nearer now. I'm telling you, man, for now is our salvation it's even closer than when we have first believed. Okay? So now we take a look here, and it's still going on. They're making excuses for the fact that basically it hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen. Okay? If we could be a birdie on Paul's shoulder, we could tell him, dude, we from the future, and man, I'm just telling you, look, it ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna, just stop it. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? So then, as we take a look here, notice how many times Yeshua ben Yosef said, this generation shall not pass until all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away, by golly. But of that day and of that hour no man knows, no, not even the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but only God knows. Only the Father knows. But this generation is not going to pass. Nope. Y'all going to be standing right here when the rapture comes. and the rapture did not happen. Luke 21 through 32. What does it read? Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass. False prophecy. Right there. False prophecy. And he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they have seen the kingdom of God come with power. Did not happen. Okay, Mark 9:1 did not happen. These are false prophecies. The fact that you and I are here shows that these are all false prophecies. Okay, we have to come to grips with the fact that there's been so many people that have tried, so many people that have said, hey, it's really going to happen, it's really going to happen, and it does not happen. Oh, the Holy Ghost told me. Oh, it does not happen. Okay? And it got so bad, my brothers and sisters, until when they were writing the Christian New Testament, they keep writing in the name of someone that's popular, like a Peter or like a like a Paul, or even in an anonymous book. They keep writing and they keep combating this issue. Notice what we see here in 2 Peter 3 verses 3 and 4. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers. Oh boy, you better watch those scoffers. What are those scoffers saying? They're saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep. See, again, they're combating the fact that people have been dying, doorknob dead, and the prophecy about, this generation shall not pass, it has not been coming to pass. It's been falling to the ground. And so they're like, man, dude, what's going on here? You said that, hey, people were going to be here, like this generation was going to last. Man, people are kicking the bucket left and right, and we still ain't out of here. What is going on? So then he's got to come back and say, in the voice of Peter, because the Peter that we know of, the Cephas that we know of, he didn't write this, okay? He was long dead and gone when these words were written in his name. But it says, where's the promise of his coming? Where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, everybody dying, right? All things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Ain't nothing changed. Didn't no rapture happen. Okay? And he says, for this they are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old. Listen, you can tap dance all you want, and you can say, oh, they're wrong, they're mistaken. See, they're just scoffers, those mean, nasty, dirty scoffers. You scoffers are pointing out the fact that people are still dying and the rapture hasn't happened. Oh, you naughty scoffers, how dare you scoff? And so because they're pointing that out, shame on them. No, shame on you for telling that lie. They're just calling you on your BS. That's all they're doing. Okay? So as we were to continue, this is rampant all throughout the Christian New Testament. Okay? Look at here in 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 1 through 3. I'm sorry, Josh and Penny, I'm giving you guys a workout today. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of JC, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind. In other words, just keep believing by faith despite what your lying eyes are telling you. Okay? Don't be troubled in your spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us. Because guess what? Yeah, that day, he gonna crack the sky any minute. The day of Christ is at hand. Yeah, any minute. Yeah, any minute. He gonna be here any minute. Let no man deceive you by any means. Okay? And then he says, listen here. Because people started actually saying, like, you know what, that ain't happening. I ain't gonna waste my time. Notice what he says here. And notice how it's progressing, brothers and sisters. Except there come a falling away first. Yeah. And the man of sin be revealed. We'll see, see, this is why he hasn't come yet. So now they're tap dancing and they're saying, see, there's this dude called the Antichrist. See, he has to show up first. See, yeah. See, that's why he didn't that's why he didn't come. And they're really trying to find one reason after another as to why these prophecies are not coming to pass. This is an example of cognitive dissonance at its best. In other words, they can't cope with the fact that the one that they believed in had a false prophecy, did not tell the truth. Now they have to their minds have to go through mental gymnastics in order to find a reason. Their mind has to do mental gymnastics to find a reason as to why this did not happen. And yeah, the Antichrist didn't show up yet. Yeah. And if we continue, even James was caught up in the madness. He says, but ye also, listen, be patient, establish your hearts. Because, the coming of, any day now. Any day now. Yep, he's coming. Yep. And I could go on and on with these scriptures that point to the fact that it did not happen and it is not going to happen. It's always approaching. The day is always approaching. It's always approaching. And forget about the fact that, there be some standing here which shall not taste death. Yeah, that was flushed down the toilet a long time ago. Now the people are falling down doorknob dead. They're like, we'll see, the Antichrist didn't show up yet. And, hey, the day is approaching. Oh, he's going to come any day. And it reminds me of something that someone told me that I never forgot. They said, be careful, because hope springs eternal. You can hope for something and hope for something and hope for something. And that hope will keep you going. That hope will keep you alive. But listen, you're not allowed to hope in something that the Most High has never promised. You didn't get that rapture business from the Most High. The Most High never spoke to you about a rapture. The Apostle Paul may have, but the Most High never told you about a rapture. He never said, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to have Scotty beam you up. No. As I conclude and as I finish this, we're going to go to just a couple more scriptures. Okay? Stick with me, Josh and Penny. A couple more scriptures. Here we go. Revelation 1:1. Notice what it reads here. The revelation of JC, which, oh my goodness, which God gave to him. See, they are lying through their teeth. The Most High didn't give him this revelation to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Must shortly come to pass. Shortly come to pass. Okay? Not in a day. Not in a number of days, but shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Hogwash. Absolute hogwash. Lies, and more lies. Talking about it's at hand. Let's go here. Revelation 22:12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. What? You're coming quickly? If you're coming quickly, how come you're not here yet? Just a question. There be some standing here which shall not taste death. To give every man according to his work, right? He says, I come quickly. Well, okay. What's quickly in your book here, huh? What's quickly? Like right now is quickly, right? All right. So look at verse number 20. And he which testified these things saith, surely I come quickly once again. And it's like, yeah. Once again, we've been told he's coming quickly. But it never, ever happened. And it got so bad until they keep having to make excuses. Matthew 24:48. But and if the evil servant, oh, that servant, he's evil. Why? Because he's pointing out the fact that guess what? Yeah, he delays his coming. And so he's evil for saying that. And what they're doing is they are using religion and they are using their authority to punish those who are pointing out the obvious. This has not happened. It is not happening, and it doesn't look like it's ever going to happen. Well, we could talk about the writings of the Christian New Testament. We could do this all day, and I could have a field day pointing all this out, right? And I know some of you would say, in fact, let me even show you. Some of you would say, well, what you don't understand, Moray, is that one day with the Lord is as, you know, as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is really like a day. So you don't understand that, Moray. You don't understand. No, what I understand is this, is that, you know, number one, this cherry-picked version of a scripture found here in 2 Peter 3 and 8 that I just read, you'll find that realistically is that's quoting the scriptures that are found in the Tanakh. And what it reads and what it intimates is that the Most High, listen, many people have looked at that and said, see, a day is as 1,000 years and 1,000 years is as a day. So with the Most High, a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is a day. So that means that 1,000, years in our time is like a day to him. So he can say real soon, and it'd be like 50 years. Well, see, that's what we have been led to believe by looking at those who are Christian prophetic interpreters who will take this scripture and say, see, this is part of God's prophetic calendar. No, it is not. When it was intimating that a day is as 1,000 years, and in fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what that says real quick so that I can give you an understanding. And notice the context and notice what it is saying. Okay? For 1,000 years in thy sight, this is Psalm 90:4. For 1,000 years on thy sight are but as yesterday. It's not talking about a 24-hour period. Is literally 1,000 years to the Most High. The writer is pointing out how time seems inconsequential to the Most High. 1,000 years is as yesterday when it is past, and it's 1,000 years is also as a watch in the night. So this is not even talking about the fact that a full day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a full day. So do the math, crunch your numbers, and there you go. You find CC, so 6,000 years. No. That may be what some have derived from this, but I'm going to say that they're wrong, flat-footedly. When you look at the text, it's simply trying to intimate that the Most High regards time differently than we do. Okay? It's not saying that one day equals 1,000 years or 1,000 years is as a day and he's waiting 6 days or 6,000 years. No, that has been concocted by the mind of men, okay, in their Christian theologies to try to give you some version of what's going to happen in the end. And you can flush that down the toilet paper along with the toilet paper, because that's exactly what it is. It does not belong here. It is a lie. There are individuals, and when I say there are individuals who have been prophesying the rapture, and a rapture is going to come. And listen, my brothers and sisters, wake up and smell the Maxwell house. There is no rapture. The rapture is not going to come. You need to simply live according to the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High. Not stop expecting Scotty to beam you up, because that's not going to happen. Here's a list of individuals the number of individuals, and this was back in the day, but guess what? There's also individuals that are still on this rapture garbage even today. Listen, this past September 23rd, 24th, 2025, okay, Joseph Malakela. Yeah, the rapture's coming, the rapture's coming. And 2028, the rapture's coming. 2024, Nibiru, the rapture coming. Christ gonna crack the sky. My brothers and sisters, the rapture has been canceled. The rapture has been canceled by the Most High. The rapture has been canceled, and you are reprimanded to walk in the truth. Stop with the garbage. Stop with this nonsense. Okay? There is no rapture. There will be no rapture. Okay? We're here on earth. We're meant to live on earth. I'm Melky Uriel. We'll be right back. Yes, Christianity is nothing more than a house of cards built upon one allusion to truth and revelation upon another. And this rapture business is just an example thereof. So, let me tiptoe by the chat room and see what you all may be saying. Now, at this particular point, we're going to offer you the opportunity to ask your questions. Ask your questions. Let me see here. Let me put it up because I want you to ask. Let's get you to ask your questions here, my brothers and sisters. Okay, and by the way, I we haven't done that in quite a while. Yep. Ask your question and state your comment. Now is the time. Okay. In fact, this is something. One of the, just before I get to some of your comments here, one of the questions I feel like you need to ask your pastor One of the questions you need to ask your pastor is this. Okay, so if you can talk to him and he's not, if he doesn't have security outside of his door and, won't let you talk to him, but if you can talk to him and get to him and ask him a question, ask him this. Ask him about, well, how could Jesus say that there be some of you standing here which shall not taste death, and yet and still here we are, living, breathing, having to go into work, pay taxes, walk the dog, right? Go grocery shopping, and none of this has happened. Reverend Fatback, please tell me, how is this true? How is this true, Reverend Fatback? How is this true? Well, my brothers and sisters, I don't think that he will answer. I'm opening up right now for questions and comments. And let me tiptoe over here and see if okay, I don't see. Okay, good. Want to make sure I catch any phone calls that come in. Looks like we are ready to receive phone calls. Okay, it looks like we're all good to go. So we're ready for your questions and your comments, my brothers and sisters. At least we appear to be so. And we're going to go ahead and catch your okay. Looking for comments. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to Boodle 123. Who else is in here? Who else snuck in here? Okay. Wow. The way that they change things around. Peace and blessings to you, Christine Cronin. Glad that you are here, my sister. My brother Ben Naphtali, peace and blessings to you, my brother. Glad that you are here. Yeah, that's Reverend Fatback right there. That's Reverend Fatback. All right, so I don't see any questions or comments. So hey, we think that everything is good. Since there aren't any comments, we're going to go to the next segment. Be right back.
Did you know that one of the greatest financial... All things theology, all things...
All right, get ready for some madness. Get ready for some madness. Put your seatbelt on.
Theology, we chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace, guys. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Theology, where I'm your host, K-Dub. And today, I want to introduce you to a pastor who wears high heels. Yes, but before we do that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, click the notification bell so you'll be aware when I drop content. Yes, I was online, and I see things, people send me stuff, and I saw a pastor who wears high heels. Yes, you won't believe it. I want to show you. Some of you like, okay, you're trolling, K-Dub. Okay, like you've done a lot of crazy stuff, but I refuse to believe this. Well, it is 2022, and I kind of generally believe people when they say the outlandish things, and because I'm like, yeah, there's probably some plausibility to that. Well, so you should believe me, is what I'm saying. But I'm going to show you as well. Look at this. My man's over here is modeling for J.C. Penney. He's trying. Well, we're going to get to why he wears the high heels, because apparently, I don't want to spoil the alerts. Watch this video to see why he wears the high heels. So yes, this is him right here, styling out. This is an pastor overseas in Africa. We're going to get into the details of this guy.
Oh my!
But I just want to show you, because some of you guys don't believe me. Think I'm lying? Maybe he's over here. Look at him modeling. This is like the fresh out of jail pic. He stunting with the gold high heels. Yes, very masculine, right? Here he is right now. Yeah, right. There's tons of photos of this guy. If you type in pastor who wears high heels, you'll see a plethora of these pictures. Well, the pastor broke his silence, and I am sorry for this. I searched up and down Google to find his name. His name is nowhere associated with any of this. All that is said is this is pastor. He's from, and sorry for the pronunciation, he's from Togolese. He's a pastor there. So I'm going to read this article. I'll make sure to put it in the description. It says the Togolese pastor who was mocked for his dressing indicated that his heels are not for fashion or to cause a stir.
He should have been mocked.
Rather, he explained that God instructed him to do so.
See, this is my issue. When you have nothing, listen, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry. When you have nothing but faith as your backup, and I got faith, therefore that ratifies my, that verifies and ratifies my every wish and desire. I just have to, as long as I believe it by faith, that validates it. This is my problem with this madness. Okay? Christianity has unleashed this faith foolishness on the world. So now all you have to do is believe it. And what do Christians call themselves? Believers. Oh yeah, we're believers. Yeah, because we believe. Yeah, we believe in something that you can't prove. We believe in something that we don't know. We believe in something that some guy told us, and we're proud of it. We're believers. Yeah, we believe. And it's foolishness, my brothers and sisters. And this madness right here, I'm telling you, this is the icing on the cake.
After years of praying for a cure for unbearable body aches. So he reported in an interview, the pastor says he used to wear men's shoes, but that increased the pain he was experiencing. I've never wore high heels, but it looks very uncomfortable. I've seen women who don't know how to walk in them. It looks painful. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. And so like I said, I'm not the expert in this. Maybe maybe I need a womanly perspective on this, but I would guarantee that if you have bad feet, probably wearing heels wouldn't be the cure to it. But what do I know? I'm just a man, so I'm not allowed to speak on those issues, as the culture tells me.
And I mean, even if he wanted to wear heels, he could have gotten what we call back in the day some stacks. Y'all remember stacks? They were shoes that had high heels, but they were men's shoes. Yeah, I know they were in the 70s, but these were stacks, right? With the biscuit toe. Man, them things I used to, when I got my first pair of biscuit toe stacks, I thought I was something. Yep, with my TWA.
So he says, quote, I wore men's shoes, but I suffer from it. I have long suffered from illnesses such as body aches and other ailments that numerous medical consultations could not cure. He says, in my prayers, God himself revealed himself to me and advised me to wear these shoes that you see, i.e. the high heels. And he says,
So wait a minute. Think about this scholarly, my brothers and sisters. What would be the problem with this? Well, okay, Deuteronomy tells us that a man is not to wear, I think it's 20 and 5. A man is not to wear that pertains to a woman, and a woman is not to wear that pertains to a man. But yet he's able to say, well, God told me, right? Why? Because he believes by faith. That's all you have to have is faith to validate you. It's just, oh, I believe by faith. Yeah. Forget about the word of the Most High. Forget about his word that says, do not wear that which is, yeah. Anyway, okay.
since then, I've been running it 24/7. My pain is gone. And this quote also was funny to me. I don't wear women's clothes like people have said on social media, but I wear all kinds of shoes according to the calling I received. And so I wanted to share that because this is actually the bigger problem. I may make a few people mad who kind of share this kind of similarity with him. The bigger actual issue is the charismatic God told me something outside of scripture, right? When you don't have a thus saith the Lord, right? You don't have a concept or scripture to back up what you're saying. You'll be fooled with all kinds of sort of things like this, to where, hey, God apparently revealed himself to him. The second coming has already happened apparently to this guy, and he appeared to him specifically to tell him to wear women's shoes, and apparently that was the remedy to his feet pain.
Okay, I'm done. Madness. He is talking sheer madness. My brothers and sisters, we're gonna go to the next segment. This is crazy, y'all. This is absolute crazy.
Advisors in history is found in the Bible? Did you know that one of the greatest financial advisors in history is found in the Bible? His name was Joseph in Egypt, and his story reveals the secrets of how to save wisely according to God's wisdom. Because saving didn't start in banks. It started in the Bible. And if you learn this principle,
it started in the Tanakh, not in the Bible.
Your finances can change, not by luck, but by divine wisdom. In this video, I'll show you the 10 principles we learned from Joseph's plan. A man who went from prison to palace, not because of money, but because of obedience and vision. Stay until the end, because the last point might be the key that takes you out of scarcity. 1. Joseph saved because he had vision, not fear. While everyone in Egypt enjoyed the good years, Joseph was thinking ahead. People were eating, spending, and celebrating, but he knew good times don't last forever. His saving wasn't a reaction to fear, it was a response to revelation. When God gives you vision, He teaches you to look beyond the present. The wise don't save because they're afraid to lose, but because they understand that abundance without purpose runs out. In
Remember the richest man in Babylon. Remember that book. Remember the lessons we learned from that.
Genesis 41, 47, and 48, it says, "During the 7 years of abundance, the land produced plentifully. Joseph collected all the food produced in those 7 years and stored it in the cities." Joseph didn't improvise, he planned. And that's the first principle of biblical saving.
By the way, you should never stop planning, regardless of your age. You should never stop planning. It is never, ever, ever too late. Believe me, my brothers and sisters, it's never, ever, ever too late for you to even start a new plan, okay? But what happens if, if the Most High calls me home and I've got all of these, stacks and stacks of money? Well, a righteous person will leave an inheritance for their children. It's never too late to have a plan. Let the Most High, let Him inspire you on that and give you an idea, give you a vision.
Plan before the need arrives. God doesn't bless those who live day to day, but those who live with direction. Saving begins when you stop reacting to the present and start obeying an eternal vision. 2. Joseph established a percentage, the 20% principle. God gave him a clear instruction, IDO, clear instruction. Let Pharaoh take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt, Genesis 41:34. That means 20%. Joseph didn't say, let's save if there's something left. He said, let's set aside a fixed portion. Biblical saving is not an emotion, it's a discipline. People who say, when I have more, I'll start saving, never do. Because saving doesn't depend on income, it depends on order. God taught Joseph a principle that still works today. Set aside before spending, not after. When you do that, you're not just storing money, you're training your mind to manage. Joseph's 20% represents obedience, not amount. It doesn't matter if today you can only save $5 or $50. What matters is consistency and purpose. Remember this, order always attracts provision. Those who honor God with discipline will see abundance even when others go hungry. If this message is blessing you, subscribe to the channel Biblical Finances and tell me in the comments what you've learned so far. 3. Joseph organized resources with structure. The Bible says Joseph stored the food in the cities, not all in one place. That means he divided, planned, and distributed. He had a system, and that's what many lack today, structure. It's not enough to save. You need to know where, how, and why. Joseph didn't have a bank account, but he had divine wisdom. And that wisdom led him to build a storage system so effective that no one went hungry during the 7 years of famine. Your account might be empty, not because you earn little, but because your management lacks structure. Do as Joseph did. Organize your resources. Create categories: savings, investment, generosity, and emergencies. Financial disorder is the enemy of blessing. God doesn't pour abundance into disordered hands. 4. Joseph was consistent during the good years. The text says he stored up grain for 7 consecutive years. Not for a month, not for a season. 7 years without interruption. This teaches us that saving is not a temporary goal, but a lifestyle. Joseph didn't change the plan when people got tired of storing. He understood that today's discipline is tomorrow's security. Those who save only when they feel motivated will never see results. Blessing manifests when you are faithful in the small things, even when no one sees you. God rewards consistency more than enthusiasm. Saving is like sowing. You don't see the fruit instantly, but the harvest will come. 5. Joseph didn't confuse abundance with freedom to spend. People in Egypt thought, "We have plenty. Let's enjoy it." And many today think the same way. When there's money, they spend carelessly. When there's lack, they pray for provision. Joseph didn't fall into that cycle. He knew that success without control destroys faster than scarcity. The Bible says in Proverbs 21:20, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has." Do you see it? It doesn't say the fool has nothing. It says he spends everything. Joseph didn't spend it all. He understood that saving isn't greed, it's wisdom. Saving doesn't mean doubting God. It means honoring what He entrusts to you. God gives you abundance to manage it, not to waste it. 6. His savings had a greater purpose, to save lives. When famine came, Egypt had bread. And not only Egypt, the whole world came to buy from Joseph. His wisdom didn't just save a nation, it saved his own family. Biblical saving is not selfish. It's not about me, my house, and my accounts. It's about being a channel of blessing. Your savings can sustain a ministry, help someone in need, or become a seed for the kingdom. Saving with an eternal purpose changes the meaning of money. God doesn't multiply what you hoard out of fear. He multiplies what you reserve out of vision. Every grain Joseph stored had a purpose, to preserve God's promise. And every dollar you save can be the key to something greater than yourself. 7. His faithfulness in management led him to government. Joseph started in prison but ended up ruling Egypt. And he didn't achieve it by luck, but through administrative wisdom. Pharaoh saw something in him that few possess: order, strategy, and faithfulness. God doesn't promote those who pray without acting, but those who manage with excellence. If you are faithful with little, God will trust you with more. Many want to rule without learning to save. But those who can't manage 100 won't know how to manage 1,000. Saving prepares you to handle greater responsibilities. Joseph didn't just store grain, he stored trust. And when the time came, God positioned him because he managed what others wasted. Remember, God's promotion always comes to those who know how to manage. 8. Joseph recognized that his wisdom came from God. When Pharaoh praised him for
Well, these are definitely some good pointers and some good tips. There's also a couple of things that I'm working on right now that I will be introducing. I need to have a conversation with our brother Adrian, and some things that I want to introduce as well. But some things that will help us, some things that will help you, mainly the things that will help you to prosper and to work things out financially. As again, even as I prayed in the beginning of our session today, it's important for us to be examples of the covenant of the Most High. So, and that includes our finances. It includes our life, our well-being, how we prosper, how we produce. So yeah, the Most High is involved with us when it comes to covenant, and we want to exemplify that. And I'm not talking about wearing a mink coat, getting out of a Pinto. I'm talking about you being truly blessed, okay, in areas that we cannot see. Not talking about being flashy. I'm talking about you truly being walking in divine order when it comes to your finances. So I'm working on some things, and hey, we will unveil them, hey, pretty soon. So be right back, my brothers and sisters, with our next segment.
What if all the history we know is just a well-told fairy tale? The official version of events can only satisfy someone who lacks critical thinking, someone unable or unwilling to question anything. For everyone else, the story is so poorly stitched together that it only causes bewilderment. Take, for example, the famous image of the Spartans. They fight in heavy metal helmets, yet wear light sandals. It looks impressive, almost like a designer's creation. But behind this beautiful image lies a paradox. Where did they even get the metal for their swords, shields, and helmets? Did they dig ore out of the ground with sticks? And what did they melt it in? To melt metal, you need a container that can withstand its temperature. A container made of another, even stronger metal. This is just one of thousands of inconsistencies, the visible tip of the iceberg. The real questions begin when we look at what surrounds us every day, the very foundation of our civilization, our cities. Historians offer us two main scenarios for the emergence of cities. The first and most popular is that a city grew out of a small village, from a chaotic cluster of houses built by settlers. The second scenario is the result of mass migration. A conditional crowd of warriors, monks, or peasants in simple shoes, driven by some unknown purpose, comes from nowhere and builds a city for themselves.
Doesn't sound right to me. It really doesn't sound right. And when we begin to question history, it really does, it makes you wonder. I mean, is it possible that we have been led astray when it comes to history? Is it possible that they've lied to us?
Always complete with a massive cathedral reaching for the sky, and a magnificent theater on the main square. It's as if civilization was created solely for praying and watching plays, even though the first can be done under the open sky, and the second can be skipped altogether. But if almost all ancient cities grew from villages, why don't we see this process happening now? Why don't modern villages turn into cities? Even if a settlement expands several times over, it remains just a large village. No one would think of renaming it a city. According to the logic of official history, all villages should eventually become cities. But this doesn't happen, and it never will. There is a fundamental, insurmountable difference that separates these two types of settlements.
And I understand what he's saying, because what he's saying is that, we've been led to believe that the way that things have come about have been a certain way, but you don't see that in reality. Okay, let me give you an example. It's like going to the zoo, and if Darwin's theory of evolution is correct, then we should see missing links walking around all over the place. I mean, think about it for a second. There should still be missing links. There should still be, because we have apes, right? So you would think that there would still be apes walking around, learning how to tie their shoes and so forth and so on, but you don't find it. And it's the same way with this. We don't find villages becoming cities. It's like, something else went on in history that we really do need to consider. We've been lied to.
That difference is sewage. A city has it and a village does not. And this isn't about comfort. The fact is, a sewer system is an incredibly complex engineering network that must be designed and laid before the construction of the city begins, not after. You can't just take a sprawling village with its chaotic layout and install a centralized drainage system underneath it. It is the heart and circulatory system of a city, and it is laid down at the very beginning, on empty ground. Therefore, cities could only appear after the technology to create sewer networks existed. But the sewer system itself is preceded by a whole chain of things that were nearly impossible for the ancient world. It all starts with a master plan for the city, drawn on paper. You can't draw such a complex project with a stick in the sand or with dye on an animal hide. It requires the highest precision. And for that, you need at least a pencil and paper. We won't even delve into the extremely complex technology of paper production. Let's just say that the manufacturing process of a simple pencil consists of 86 operations and takes 16 days, requiring many different machines. But let's assume paper and pencil were found. Then the hardest part begins. It is necessary to conduct topographic and engineering geodetic surveys to link the plan to the terrain. You need to survey the soil, drill wells, take soil samples, and study the groundwater levels. All this requires sophisticated equipment, machinery, and tools. But most importantly, it requires specialists. It requires engineers with higher education, geologists and surveyors, not warriors and peasants in simple shoes. It turns out that even to lay the very foundation of civilization, to build the simplest city, a level of knowledge and technology was required that, according to the same official history, the people of that time simply could not have possessed.
Which is why I feel like we need to really question, everything that we've been told, everything that we've been taught. We really do need to question it, simply because it's one of those things that if okay, let me back up for just a second. One of the things that the so-called elites have over us, the average individual, is extensive training in critical thinking. We don't think critically, and so the wool can be pulled over our eyes consistently, even when it comes to things like history. Okay, so with that being the case, I simply want to say it's one of those things that I'm starting to question everything, believe it or not, and there isn't anything that I'm willing to just assume is okay. I'll be right back and we'll get into our next segment.
It's time. How Hebrew are you? It's your chance to show how much you know. A fun learning society of all things I'm Malky Uriel. Let's go.
I know about atonement for sins? Do I know about atonement for sins? I know this is a repeat, but let's see how good you do. How Hebrew are you? Which statement best reflects the correct principle of atonement, which is Kippur, as practiced in ancient Israel? Is A, the best statement? Atonement was achieved primarily through animal sacrifices alone, without ethical transformation. Or B, atonement requiring both ritual offerings and communal fastings as mandatory requirements? Or is it C, atonement involved cleansing, restitution, and restoring harmony between the people, the land, and the Most High? Or is the correct response D, for none of the above? Terry is the first to weigh in with the C. Hey, Michael Charles Marsh. I didn't see you sneak in, man. Michael Charles Marsh weighs in with an A. Josh Cooper with the C. Christine Croning with the C. Ooh132 weighs in with the C. Miss H also weighs in with the C. Ben Naftali weighs in with the C. Jacqueline Bugs weighs in with an A and a C. Going once, going twice. And the answer is C. The correct scripture, or I should say, the answer is C. This comes to us from Leviticus 16 and 30, Leviticus 5, 14 through 16, and Numbers 35 and 33. Congratulations to those of you that did get the correct answer. Question number 2. According to the Tanakh, which action can atone for blood guilt when no ransom is permitted? Again, for question number 2, according to the Tanakh, which action can atone for blood guilt when no ransom is permitted? Is the correct response A, a grain offering given before the altar? Or B, public fasting and corporate prayer? Or C, the death of the one who shed blood? Or D, none of the above? Michael Charles Marsh weighs in with an A. Josh Cooper weighs in with a C. Jacqueline Bugs weighs in with an A. Google132 weighs in with the C. Levon Love weighs in with an A. Christine Croning, A. Terry weighs in with a C. Hey, Terry. Miss H weighs in with the C. Ben Naftali weighs in with an A. Mark Nicola weighs in with the C. Miss H weighs in with the C. Ben Naftali weighs in with an A, and the correct answer is... Yes, the correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. This comes to us from scriptures found in Numbers 35, verses 31 through 33. Blood pollutes the land. It cannot be atoned for except by the blood of the one who shed it. Question number 3. Which statement best describes the role of the high priest on Yom Kippur? Which statement best describes the role of the high priest on Yom Kippur? Is it A, he offered sacrifices exclusively for the nations surrounding Israel? Or B, he entered the inner chamber daily to maintain the menorah's light of atonement? Or C, he entered the most holy place once a year to make atonement for himself, his household, and all of Israel? Or D, for none of the above? Miss H is the first to weigh in with a C. Josh Cooper, C. Christine Croning, C. Michael Charles Marsh weighs in with a C. Mark McKella, 441, weighs in with a C. Or is that Nikella Mark? Maybe I'm getting it backwards. Terry weighs in with a C. Boogle132 weighs in with a C. I think we have a consensus. Jacqueline Bugs weighs in with a C as well. Ben Naftali weighs in with a C. And the answer is, believe it or not, the answer is C. The scripture comes to us from Leviticus 16 and 17. Atonement for himself, his household, and Israel. Leviticus 16, 2, 29, and 34 for the entire house of Israel once a year. Congratulations to everyone that did get the correct answers. Final question, question number 4. Which of the following actions is explicitly stated in the Tanakh as a non-sacrificial form of atonement? Which of the following actions is explicitly stated in the Tanakh as a non-sacrificial form of atonement? Is it A, singing psalms before the bronze altar? Or is it B, repaying what one stole plus an additional fifth? Or is it C, wearing sackcloth for 7 days? Or is it D, for none of the above? Josh Cooper is the first to weigh in with the B. Michael Charles Marsh, B. Christine Croning weighs in with the C. Boogle132 weighs in with the C. Does anyone else want to weigh in? Okay, we've got Miss H weighing in with a B. Terry weighs in with a C. Min Naftali weighs in with a B. Going once, going twice. And the answer is hold on to your seatbelts. The answer is B. The correct answer is B, found from Leviticus 6, verses 2 through 7. But it also reflects truth that is found in Exodus 22, verses 1 through 4. Congratulations to each and every one that did get correct answers. This has been How Hebrew Are You? I want to ask you a question. Would you pick up a French dictionary in order to help you define Spanish? Would you pick up a book on physics to help you understand the simplicities of cooking a recipe? No, you would not. You need the right reference material for the particular job at hand. And the Most High has given us a job of living the life according to the laws, statutes, and commandments that He has given. Why do I bring up this dichotomy? Why do I bring up this question? Because that is what many of us are doing. We are using reference works that are Christian in origin, nature, and bias. And we're having to gain a a purely Hebraic understanding from them. And this, my dear brothers and sisters, is insane. I'm looking, need your help. I'm looking to foster Hebraic scholarship. So we've started the Hebrew Scholar magazine, and with this, there's something for the entire family, but there's also a platform to be able to develop new, young, and budding scholars. We want scholars that are going to basically produce materials from our perspective with our truth that's for us, that's by us, and that's going to benefit us and help us throughout all generations. I'm Melky Uriel. I want you to subscribe to the magazine. I need you to subscribe to the magazine. We want to reach our first goal of 500 subscribers. And then, of course, we want to go to 1,000 and move on from there. But bottom line of it is, we need this for the nation, for the community. We need this for Israel. We need our own scholars. And it's time that we began to invest in our own scholarship. So help us out. Go to thehebrewscholar.com. We'll see you there. Shalom.
In these last days, as I've been making these videos and stressing the importance about being ready, I recognize that there can be great confusion amongst many that have been programmed by Christianity. People don't recognize how far Christianity has moved people from the truth. It sometimes can be hard to wrap your head around it because it seems too big of a deal and that there's no possible way that it really could be this big. Like there's no way a lie could be that strong. But
Yeah.
this is why the scripture says that Satan deceives the whole world. Understand what Yahweh has given us. He has given us his word. He did not give us a religion. He has given us his word. And if we just read it from the beginning to end, it would not be so easy for many people to be deceived. But deception comes when you add Christianity and religious doctrines into this word. In my series about waking up, I recently covered a major character. I mean, he's extremely important if you want to understand the Bible. Christians all day say that they are inheritors of the promise of Abraham. But if you ask Christians what the promises of Abraham are, a majority of them won't be able to tell you. Understand that right now the world is trapped between two different goals. We have our Father's kingdom, of which he has thoroughly documented and explained what's to come. And we have a satanic kingdom, which is trying to emulate our Father's kingdom. Satan has lied to Christians and formulated a major lie that's steering them towards the beast. Let me explain this agenda to you. Satan desires to be worshipped as the Most High. He wants to rebuild the temple that Yahweh has built, and he wants to dedicate it to himself and his.
Please understand that even this is laced with Christian folklore, but it's laced with Christian mythology, but let's continue.
Seed. And all the major changes had to do with Israel. Like, he physically changed the people so that when you think of Israel, you see these people. But because the lie can only go so far, he tells you that he's lying by calling all of Israel Jews, meaning that the 12 tribes of Israel are all Jews. And if you understood just a small amount of the Bible, you would know that that is completely false. Many people like to say, oh, that's just a common mistake that people make today. But it's actually not a mistake. It is a satanic.
Boogle 132, I call them CWFs, Christians with fringes, those who are no more than Christians dressed in Hebrew garb and Hebrew vernacular.
Conspiracy because Satan replaced Yah's chosen people and put it with his own. And so the Israel that everyone believes are the biblical people has nothing to actually do with true Bible prophecy. In another switcheroo, he also switched around the covenant, making the line that the covenant has been passed down to now be about Christians. And Christians say that they are spiritual Israel and the covenant is with them and not with Israel. And he changed the goal, making people believe that the goal is now to go to heaven instead of the kingdom being on earth. And so with these three changes, he changed the people, he changed who the covenant is with, and he changed the goal. With these three changes, he has been able to redirect people towards his satanic kingdom. And this is why the pre-tribulation rapture doctrine was created, because it dangles this false reward in front of everyone's face that makes them believe that they aren't going to be around for problems, while they are knowingly supporting the Jews trying to rebuild this Masonic kingdom and Masonic temple and bring about their Masonic Messiah. And here's the craziest part. Christians know that this is what Israel desires to do, and they all support it because they believe that they're going to be raptured before it all happens. So they're like, yeah, Israel has to do all these things so we can be raptured. This is what they actually believe. So they are giving this.
But like what we just saw, those orbs of light, I mean, that's like death. I mean, like, how is that rapture? That's dying.
Support to these agendas, and it has nothing to do with actual Bible prophecy. And that's the agenda in a nutshell. And so with that understanding, I want you to understand that over time, I have been trying to redirect these thoughts and teach the true biblical expectations. And I've spoken a great deal about the second Exodus, which is the main promise that we should be waiting for right now. That's the main event that we are waiting to happen to us. But I recognize that there's a backdrop of misunderstanding that people still don't seem to get. They may hear me talk about the second Exodus, but they don't really get what it's all about. And that's because people don't understand the kingdom on earth.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, my sister Jacqueline. That's a good one. But I'm wondering why he's bashing Christianity when he holds so many views akin to Christianity. I don't know. I'm kind of, and oh my goodness. Let me move on. Let me move on. Maybe I'm being triggered here, but okay, let me move on.
That Yahusha is going to reign over. There are so many different misunderstandings about the millennial reign and what Messiah is coming to do. And as I go through the series on waking up and explaining the truth, I don't want this main focus to be lost, because it's going to take a while.
You know, I think I'm going to try to get him on one of our platforms here, either midweek or for Shabbat morning coffee. I'm going to reach out to him and see if I can get him to kind of chop it up with us, and we have a nice build. You know what? I'm going to leave it right there, and we will be back for our last segment for the day. Be right back. Okay, I have not seen this video, so I already have my doubts, because it looks like she's going to be talking about Christmas and Thanksgiving, which we know where we stand on that. I'm trying to think here. Maybe, okay, I tell you what, let's give this 2 minutes. And if she starts talking crazy, then hey, we'll remove it. How about that?
Yes, it's about that time. The holidays are approaching, and I have some new recipes to share with you all. So stay tuned for our holiday recipe.
We are at home cooking with Miss Brenda D. So welcome from Miss Brenda D and our family.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing on this nice, beautiful day? Today we're making delicious hen and cornbread dressing, y'all. Yes, come on, y'all. Let's get to cooking.
Delicious hen and cornbread dressing.
Okay, here I am seasoning up our hen. I'm using garlic powder. Make sure you cover your hen all over.
Okay, now we're going to assume that she washed it off, okay? She didn't show us that part.
Bottom sides, you know. Just make sure you season it well. Onion powder, your favorite seasoned salt, and black pepper. Make sure to rub in the seasonings well.
Massage that bird with them seasonings. Massage that
Here I am
bird.
placing the celery into the cavity. And I'm also placing onions in there. This is to add more flavor. Here I have placed some foil in our roasting pan, and I'm also adding some water in there. The more water.
Yeah, I don't like to cook with foil. I don't like to cook with aluminum foil. There's too much aluminum in our system, and it contributes to Alzheimer's.
Water you add, the more broth you have for your cornbread dressing. And so I'm going to need a lot of broth, so I'm going to add lots of water. Or you can use chicken broth. But I prefer the old-time way. I prefer just adding water because all it's doing is making broth from this hen. Since we have well seasoned our hen and placed the water in there, we're going to cover it up with foil. So that way it will bake and steam, and it will be so delicious. And so make sure you place foil on top of it.
I had a roasting pan like that. I think somebody stole it.
Plus, it makes it cook faster. So we're going to place this in a 385-degree oven for 3.5 hours. And then we're going to be right back. Here I'm showing you the hen. This is the next morning. What I did, I let it cool off, and then I placed the foil back on it, and then I placed it in the refrigerator. So this is the next day. Now is place it in the oven at 375 degrees. I'm showing you my big pan of cornbread. This is for my cornbread.
Oh, you should have showed us making the cornbread from scratch. I like making my cornbread from scratch.
Dressing. So like I said, I'm making a whole lot. And so I'm heating up this hen, and so that the liquid can heat up for the broth for my dressing. So we're going to place this in the oven, and then we're going to be right back. Okay, while our hen is heating up, now it's time to get our vegetable tender. I'm deciding how much I'm going to put of each in the pot, because this is what I do. Some people, they cook theirs with their turkey, hen, or whatever, but I always place mine in a pot. I found this to be more easier and more simpler to do. So I'm adding my celery, onions, and bell peppers into my pot. That way they will be nice and tender when I place them into my cornbread dressing. Okay, here I'm removing some of the broth from my hen into this pot with the vegetables. Letting y'all know I did add a little more water to this broth because, like I said, I'm going to need a lot. And so I did add a little bit more.
Oh my goodness, Christine Croning. She left the packet in the... Oh my goodness.
More water to our broth. And so that way I have plenty of broth, okay? Because we're going to need it. When making chicken and dressing or turkey and dressing, whatever, make sure you have lots of chicken broth on hand, no extra, so that just in case you may need it for your dressing, and especially when you're making a big pan of cornbread dressing. Okay, I have covered our vegetable with the broth, so now I'm going to let it come to a boil, and while I'm doing that, I'm going.
Now that definitely does not look like Jiffy. That does not look like Jiffy.
I'm going to cut slices into my cornbread to make it more easier to crumble. And so I'm going to show you now. Cut through it up and down, and then across. Now it's time to crumble it up. And it's much easier to crumble up this way. Just break it into just small pieces, just as small as you can get them. Okay, as you see, our cornbread is all crumbled up. And so,
did you wash your hand, Grandma? Did you wash your hands?
This is what we're looking for. So we looking for right here.
This is one thing that I really need to perfect. I have to perfect my dressing. I really do. I tried to make it like once, and it did not go well. Trust me, it didn't go well.
Okay, as y'all can see, our vegetables are boiling over there, so that's what we're getting ready for. So I'm gonna cover this back up. Move it to the side. Okay, I just turned our vegetable down on a low simmer, and then we're gonna let these continue to cook till they become tender. Vegetables, I'm gonna show it to you. They are tender now. I'm gonna try to save some of them out for my giblet gravy, as y'all can see. See, they are tender now.
Giblet gravy, giblet gravy.
And I'm gonna add those to our cornbread. I don't add all of the vegetables at one time. I have to look and see how many I should put in there. It all depends on you. If you want more vegetables, you add more vegetables. Make this recipe yours. As I can see now, I'm going to need all of the vegetables that I have tenderized, and so I'm going to place them all in here, because I can kind of look and and tell that I need more. So I'm going to use all of these vegetables. I can always prepare some more for my giblet gravy.
Giblet gravy. Did she say giblet?
Okay. Yeah, now that's enough. Okay. Now this is a lot. Okay. Now I'm adding a little.
Okay, since she's making dressing, I gotta ask. Are we gravy or are we cranberry on top of the dressing? Which do we do here? What's the consensus?
Sage. I don't like to overpower my dressing with sage, so I'm just using maybe a tablespoon or a couple of tablespoons. It's hard for me to measure, y'all. And I also have some poultry season. Can you see that? Yeah.
Okay, Terry said both. Okay. My sister Jacqueline said both. Okay. Oh, Michael Charles Marsh said gravy on my dressing. Who else wants to weigh in? Now, to me, this is like the same question of whether you like salt or sugar on your grits. Okay, but we're just gonna stick with this for right now. Okay, need to know what you put on your dressing. Just in case if I make something for you, I need to know. What do you put on your dressing?
I don't want to overpower I'm just sprinkling some on top. Okay. Y'all, it smells amazing in this kitchen.
I imagine it does.
It smells like everything is already ready to dress it and everything. It smells so good. You know that Trinity, as I call it, the bell pepper, onions, and Sally's kitchen smells so good. Okay, I have taken my hand and I'm going to try my best to remove it. Okay. So put it in.
Wait a minute. So that's it here for the.
Okay.
Brother Adrian, you don't use sage? What do you put in your dressing if you don't use sage?
I'm going to set this aside. And this is how I do mine. I'm going to remove, let me find something to put. Okay, I'm going to use this pot. And I'm going to put these giblets. If you don't want to add these giblets, see?
Giblet.
I'm removing this. I'm going to add this to my giblet gravy. And some people don't like the giblets, and so what they do, just don't use them. You can just make this, just gravy.
Yeah, I agree, Michael Charles Marsh. The dressing does look awfully dry right now.
Without the giblets. It's up to you. This is not hot, so I want to show y'all this. See all that broth? I'm going to use this for my...
See, but it's like the aluminum foil really didn't serve much of a much of a purpose. And you can actually use a baking sheet if you're concerned about it burning or whatever. I mean, I don't like using aluminum foil.
For my cornbread dressing. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna take this out. I don't want anything to splatter on. I'm gonna pour maybe half of this in here, and I'm gonna see how that works. Okay. I know I'm gonna use it all, but
it seems like the dressing needs a little bit more something.
I put a little bit in there at a time. Well, I put at least half in there. And I hope I have enough broth. I'm hoping and praying that I do, y'all. And like I said, if you want to, you can add the eggs. If you don't want to, you don't have to use the eggs. Sometimes I put boiled eggs in mine, and you just make this recipe yours. Now, what I'm doing over here, I am cutting up.
I don't think I've ever had boiled eggs in dressing. I'm just trying to think here.
Dicing up a couple of eggs to put in here. I'm putting some in mine. And some, I have seen some, my mother-in-law, she used to put...
Don't say prunes, don't say raisins, and don't say walnuts. Don't say walnuts.
The eggs, crack the eggs and just add it to hers. That's the way she used to do hers. So, we all have been taught different ways, and so I'm just going to put just a couple of eggs in mine. You don't have to do it. You do not have to do it. Like I say, make this recipe yours. Let me taste.
Oh, yeah, raw eggs and mix. Okay, I got you, my brother.
Always taste. Make sure I got enough poultry seasoning and sage in it. I decided to add just a little more poultry seasoning. Now I'm going to put the rest of the broth in here. Making sure I got it all. Get it all in there. Y'all, this smells like Thanksgiving Day in this kitchen. Okay, I'm going to continue to mix this well, and then I'm going to be right back. After looking at the texture of my dressing, I decided to add just a little chicken broth to mine. I'm looking for a certain texture for my dressing, and after I added the chicken broth, it was good to go. And so this is what I'm looking for right here. Okay, I'm continue to mix this, and I'm going to be right back. Okay, what I decided to do here, I took off some of the thigh and breast of the meat, and I'm adding it to our cornbread dressing. I'm just putting just a little bit, and I'm not going to overdo it. Letting you know this is optional. You do not have to add any meat to your dressing. You can just...
Okay, I think I'm officially hungry with that right there. I think I'm officially hungry.
Leave it as is, and it will still be good. But this is something I do sometimes because I'm just used to it, because that's what I remember back in the day. Since I won't be baking my dressing on this day, this is a Tuesday, and so I'm not going to bake my dressing just yet. I'm going to wait till Thanksgiving Day and place it in the oven. So I'm going to take some of this out, place it in a small casserole dish just to show you how it turned out, because it was good, y'all. I'm placing a little oil at the bottom of this casserole dish, and I'm using a brush to make sure I brush it all around there so it won't stick to this dish. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm using a brush and making sure I brush all around the sides and the bottom of this dish, just so it won't stick. Plus it gives your cornbread dressing a crispier taste around the edges, and that's what I like. Here I'm adding just a little of my dressing in this small dish, just to show y'all how it turns out and what to look for. And so I'm going to place it in a 385 degree oven for maybe 20-25 minutes, if that long. Just enough for it.
Okay, there's my plate. There's my plate right there.
It can get, form those edges, those crispy edges. And then I'm going to be right back. While I'm waiting on our dressing in the oven, I'm showing y'all the big, huge pan of dressing that I am preparing for our family. And so this makes quite a bit, as I was showing you. So I'm going to cover this with foil. Make sure you cover this tightly with foil and place it either in the freezer. It all depends on when you are going to serve it. If it's like a week before or whatever you prepare it, make sure you tightly secure this with foil or plasticware and freeze it, or just place it. And if you're going to use it the next day or two, you can place foil on there or whatever, as long as you keep it tight and fit it. Okay, I'm going to place my foil on this, and then I'm going to be back with the final result of our cornbread dressing. Okay, y'all, we are back. Okay, this is our end result of our hen and dressing. I hope y'all enjoyed cooking with me as much as I always enjoy cooking with you all. I hope y'all enjoy this recipe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And please don't forget to hit that notification bell to get...
Oh, yeah. That right there, man. I would love to get a plate of that. By the way, speaking of plates, you'll never believe what I made. When was this? This was the day before yesterday. I made, from scratch, except for the crust, I made a chicken pot pie. I'm telling you, I made a chicken pot pie. And it is good. Hey, this is what I hear. I heard that it's good. And I'm like, man, I should have recorded that. I really should have recorded it. But you know what? Hey, maybe next time, right? Maybe next time. Well, this has been Shabbat Morning Coffee. I don't know if there are any questions. I'll be right back. If you want to ask a question or two, let me know. Otherwise, hey, we are ready to enjoy the rest of our Shabbat. And I want to say it's been fun thus far, but I want to know if there are any questions. I will be right back to see if we have any questions. And if not, then hey, then we'll keep it moving. right, well, peace and blessings, my brothers and sisters. Looks like there aren't any questions. Hey, I love you all. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, you've given me those two gifts that are so precious, which is your time and your attention. I pray that the Most High bless you on this week, that He keep you, that He watches over you, and that you be blessed in everything that you put your hands unto. Remember, there are a million avenues into your life where the Most High can bless you. Expect to see His hand moving in your life. Think outside the box. Expect His blessings and His divine intervention, even in these crazy times. We are listening to the Most High. We're not shackled to this world. We're not shackled to what men are saying. We're not shackled to any particular regime. We are standing firmly and flat-footedly upon the covenant of the Most High. With that being the case, I simply want to say peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I love you. Yah willing, we will return for the midweek session. May the Most High bless you, keep you, and enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Relax before the Most High. Relax with your family. Study, meditate, read, and by all means, experience the joy of being in this moment with the Most High and with your family. And may the Most High smile upon each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you, would hug you. May the Most High bless you. And Yah willing, hey, we'll see you next time around. I'm your Moray, Malkia Uriel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. All right? And we will see you next time around. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Shalom.